Every time you unlock your phone, it feels simple. A smooth screen, a few apps, everything working exactly as expected. It feels like a finished product. But what you don't see is that inside that device, there's a quiet war happening. A war between companies, technologies, and systems, all competing for control over one small but incredibly important space: your pocket. And this isn't about hardware design or camera quality. This is about who controls how your phone works, what it shows you, and ultimately, how you interact with the digital world. Because your phone isn't just a device anymore. It's the most valuable piece of real estate in tech. To understand this hidden war, you have to look beneath the surface. On the outside, your phone might say Apple or Samsung or Google. But inside, it's made up of layers: hardware, operating systems, chips, apps, services, all built by different players, all with their own goals. And they're not always aligned. Take the operating system, for example. Apple's iOS and Google's Android aren't just software, they're control systems. They decide which apps can run, how data is accessed, what features are allowed, and how everything connects together. If you control the operating system, you control the rules. That's why this layer is so fiercely protected. Apple keeps its ecosystem tightly closed, controlling both hardware and software to create a seamless experience. Google, on the other hand, spreads Android across multiple manufacturers, using scale and services to maintain influence. Different strategies, same goal: dominance. But that's just one layer. Beneath that, there's the chip. And this is where things get even more intense. The chip determines what your phone is capable of, how fast it runs, how efficiently it uses power, and increasingly, how well it can handle AI tasks. Companies like Apple are designing their own chips to gain an advantage. Qualcomm is supplying chips to a wide range of Android devices. Meanwhile, others are trying to break into this space with specialized AI hardware, because whoever controls the chip controls the foundation. And if you control the foundation, you can shape everything built on top of it. Then there's the app layer. At first glance, apps seem independent. You download what you want, use what you like. But behind the scenes, there's another battle happening. Companies are fighting for your attention. Every app wants to be the one you open first, the one you spend the most time in, the one you rely on. Because attention leads to data, and data leads to power. That's why apps are constantly evolving, adding features, sending notifications, trying to keep you engaged. But even here, control is shifting, because apps are starting to lose their dominance. AI is beginning to sit on top of them, connecting their functionality and reducing the need to open them individually. Instead of choosing an app, you choose an outcome, and the system decides how to get there. That's a completely different model, and it creates a new battlefield. The AI layer. This is the newest and possibly the most important front in the war. Companies are racing to build AI systems that sit at the center of your device experience. Systems that understand your behavior, predict your needs, and act on your behalf. Because if AI becomes the primary interface, it changes everything. You don't open apps, you ask. You don't search, you get answers. You don't navigate, you simply say what you want. And the system handles the rest. Whoever controls that system doesn't just influence your phone, they influence your entire digital life. That's why Apple is integrating more intelligence directly into iOS. Why Google is embedding AI deeper into Android and search. Why Microsoft is pushing AI assistants across devices and platforms. They're all trying to win the same thing, the top layer of control. But there's another dimension to this war that most people don't think about. Data. Every action you take on your phone generates data. What you search, what you watch, where you go, who you talk to. This data feeds algorithms, trains AI models, and improves services. It's incredibly valuable. And different companies want access to it for different reasons. Some use it to improve user experience. Others use it to target ads. Many use it to train AI systems that will define future products. So controlling your data isn't just about privacy, it's about power. That's why you see constant tension between companies over data access. Restrictions, permissions, privacy features. These aren't just about protecting users. They're also about limiting competitors. Because if one company has more data, it can build better systems, and better systems attract more users, which leads to more data. It's a cycle, and everyone is trying to win it. Even the hardware itself is part of this war. Features like biometric security sensors and connectivity aren't just about convenience. There are ways to collect more context, enable more services, and deepen integration. Your phone is no longer just a tool. It's a platform for constant interaction, and every company involved wants a bigger share of that interaction. But here's the thing. This war is invisible. You don't see it when you check your messages or scroll through social media. Everything feels smooth, unified, intentional. But behind that simplicity is a complex network of competing interests, all shaping your experience in subtle ways. And the outcome of this war will determine the future of technology. Will your phone remain a collection of apps or become a single intelligent system? Will control stay with platform owners or shift to AI providers? Will data be centralized or more distributed? These questions are still being answered. But one thing is clear. Your pocket is no longer just where you keep your phone. It's where one of the most important battles in tech is being fought. And the winner won't just control devices, they'll control how billions of people interact with the digital world every single day.